Wolf Bride, Chapter 4, Challenger. Your dream still lingers in your mind, the golden wolf with Morgan's voice fettered to the earth. Even awake, you can feel Morgan farther from you than Bastine, but growing closer, searching. So it doesn't surprise you at all to find her waiting for you at the border of what you recognize as the Packlands. Celine, I told you I'd come back for you. Are you alright? How did you even know I'd be here? Also, I have a question. Why did her outfit revert to this piece of crap? Hold on! No matter how many times I click it, I can't change it. Okay. You feel her surprise, and underneath it, her fear that she wasn't surprised at all, and that she knew all along where you'd be. Morgan shrugs, as always, not quite looking you in the eye. Just a feeling. Look, we don't have much time. My friend is waiting with the truck to drive us back to town. I'll never be able to take on the whole pack, even with backup. Come with me now, while we have the chance. I knew you would come. I dreamed about you last night. I could feel you searching for me. I was dreaming too. I was running through a forest as a wolf, and you... You finish your sentence, both of you speaking the exact same words. Were right beside me. Listen, this might sound crazy, but I've always had weird dreams. I guess people would call it lucid dreaming. Dreams that feel as true as reality. In them I can control what I do, learn things that really happen the next day. Maybe you're the same way? I never was before. Morgan's hand moves towards yours, then hesitates, as if unsure whether to touch you or not. Still can't hit the clothing icon, goddammit. I'll take her hand. It's her hand, you know? You reach out, your fingers finding hers. As soon as she feels your touch, she grasps tightly, completing the connection between you. I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. I just hope that's not weird to say. She shakes her head. I know the werewolves breed with humans, and I never stopped them before. She leans a little closer, voice dropping to a murmur. But somehow the thought of you with them makes me want to burn this forest to the ground. What? Okay, listen, that's a bit extreme. I think someone's a little jealous. You step into her space, touching her arm lightly, and hear her breath hitch. Hey, maybe I am. Does that bother you? Nope, but you don't need to worry. The pack doesn't own me. As you walk deeper into the trees, the old-growth canopy makes it increasingly dark. Soon it feels like you're walking in deep twilight despite the early hour. Your eyes adjust instantly, picking up the smallest signs of heat and movement in the dark forest. You shiver, remembering the way your vision changed yesterday under Bastine's tutelage. What? Was this his doing or yours? You glance at Morgan and are surprised to see the dark glasses still covering her eyes. How can you even see in those things? You can take them off, you know. She stiffens, and the air grows suddenly uncomfortable between you. That's because she's a werewolf. Oh. Did I say something wrong? I'm sorry, I didn't... You really want me to take the glasses off? You hesitate, but Morgan takes a deep breath and removes her sunglasses, looking at you for the first time with uncovered eyes. What does she look like without these? Pretty. With a start, you realize her pale eyes aren't looking at you, aren't seeing anything. I've been blind since birth. Then how the hell are you out here walking around through the woods? What are you, Daredevil? Oh, my God. Shouldn't you have a dog or a cane or something? She shakes her head, blank gaze orienting just past your shoulder. I developed other ways to compensate. I'll say, you navigate the woods like a pro. You found me out here alone. Well, you do walk around as loud as a bulldozer, no offense. But how do you manage it? As you walk, she holds a low-hanging branch out of your way before you walk into it. Like that, how did you even know that was there? I guess I sort of feel things like the place on my cheek where the branch blocked the wind. I can smell the dew on the leaves and the moss on the bark. Can't you? Yeah, but still, what the hell? I mean, sort of, I guess, but I don't really pay that much attention to it. She stops and faces you. Gently, she reaches up and traces a path from your temple to your jaw. You shiver. I can't even smell you. I hope that doesn't, or wasn't a hint about deodorant. No, not at all. I like knowing you're near. She relaxes, somewhat smiling. If you really want to know what it's like for me, getting around in the world, maybe I could show you. Let you experience the world like I do, using smell and sound instead of sight. She produces a bandana from one pocket, holding it up. Her voice drops low. Does she want to blindfold me? It's kind of a given. Do you trust me? Diamond choice. Let Morgan blindfold you. I'm not quite sure why, but yes, I trust you. Take a steady breath as Morgan steps behind you. She folds the bandana and slips it gently over your eyes. Okay? Her voice is soft in your ear, and your heart pounds in your chest. Yes. You close your eyes as Morgan secures it around your head, fully blocking out your vision. Her hands brush your cheek lightly as she works. You feel instantly vulnerable, but her presence at your back is reassuring. You blink against the cloth and are grateful when a small amount of light leaks in. Steady now. Don't move yet. Listen. Feel. What do you sense? Slowly, above the thunder of your heartbeat, you begin to notice sounds and smells you didn't before. The wind. Coming from the north? Very good. Her voice pitches lower now, reverberating through you. A frisson of pleasure runs down your spine. What else? I can smell the air, hear the birds. These are things that most normal people can do. Feel you behind me. Swear to God, if this goes where I think it may go. I can't pay attention to anything else with you standing so close like that. All I can feel is you. I sometimes think I can feel you from clear across town. You close your eyes against the blindfold, pressing closer to her, feeling the heat of her skin, the pounding of her heart. After a moment, she steps back, but even with the physical connection broken, you can still feel her sense exactly where she's standing. You sure you aren't using some kind of magic power? No, it's not. Your other senses become stronger. Just, learn to pay attention to them. Like, I've never seen colors, but if someone says green, I imagine as a smell of a leaf. What time of the season leaf, though? That's the question. There's a shuffling sound as she moves away, and then... Here, you can tell the differences between these two trees. A fresh, earthy scent fills your nose as she holds her hands in front of you. Yes, the tree. This one on the right is oak, maybe? And the one on the left is perfumey, but I have no idea what it is. They're definitely different, but I couldn't identify them by smell alone. But you can tell there's a difference. Would you have noticed their scent at all, if you had your sight? Probably not. At least tell me I was right about the oak. I'll just say you were close. He takes a few more steps, rubbing the bark of a tree like it's an old friend. If we climb into the canopy, you'll hear the bird song better than here on the ground. Over the years, I've learned to distinguish every bird call in the forest. Well, now you're just showing off. You hear her grunt softly as she presumably starts finding her way up the tree. Somehow. When she speaks, her voice sounds far above you. Come on, give it a try. Use your senses like I taught you. You can do it. Okay, Daredevil. Easy for you to say. You run a hand over the rough bark of the nearest tree, wrapping them around a thick, low branch. You pull yourself up with some difficulty and straddle the branch. It creaks under your weight, but holds. It's tricky and terrifying, blindfolded, but somehow you feel the branches around you and hear the rustling of leaves. You reach for a branch, but miss. Ah! Gotcha! She snatches your flailing arm out of midair. You steady with steady strength, she pulls you onto the branch where she sits. You really shouldn't be so good at this. I was never going to let you fall. You can believe it. The quiet strength of her grip echoes through the strange connection between you, binding you together. Her voice gets quieter, lost in a memory. When I was a kid, my dad never let me make excuses. He never let me use the word blind or say I couldn't do something. That seems kind of harsh. No, not really. Yeah, but without it, I probably never would have learned how to do half of what I do. You hear the creak as she grabs a tree branch and moves higher. Over your head, she holds out a hand for you to join her. The first time I tried to climb a tree, I grabbed a branch that was too thin to hold me. The whole thing cracked and I came down hard. Oh no, are you okay? For certain values of okay, I broke my wrist. You don't sound that traumatized about it. I guess it all worked out in the end? Yeah, exactly. That's why my dad let me do it. To see that even if I got hurt, I could heal and get over it. And I knew I didn't have to be scared anymore. The thing I was scared of happened, and I got through it. Whatever it was, I knew I could always get through it. She falls silent. It's just the two of you and the birdsong, high above the forest floor. You both listen to the raucous birds, your heart still thudding with the excitement of the climb. There. Hear that one? That sounds like someone saying, drink your tea. Maybe? That's a male Eastern Taui. Is his territorial call. The birds around you go temporarily silent, and then there's a high, long screech far above your heads to remind you of Jurassic Park. Pretty sure that's a dinosaur coming to get us. It's a red-tailed hawk circling overhead. Notice how it's gone quiet? Everybody else is hiding. Like a blackout during a London blizzard? Apt metaphor. Hawk won't hurt us, right? No. Not unless you got a live mouse in your pocket. A moment later, the noise kicks up again. There's so many of them. Biodiversity. It's how you know the ecosystem is healthy. There is balance in the force. Goddamn nerd pun. Exactly. What are they all saying? Calling for mates or defending their territory, mostly. So much noise. How did you learn all this? I've spent a lot of time out here. You get to know the locals. You take off your blindfold, gazing at the beauty around you. Beauty Morgan will never see. And, just personal note, I think more and more people should have got out there and enjoy nature. It will really give you a view of the world like this one, which will make you really appreciate the planet that you live on. Not the people, but the planet and nature and the animals. And you should build a connection with nature, too. Her tone grows somber. The birds avoid the area near the pack den. They know werewolves are dangerous predators, even if they look human. Morgan... Humans are dangerous too. Not like them. Something mournful in her face haunts you, like in your dream. Celine, I'm begging you, come back to town with me. Now, before Bastine or the others notice you're missing. They'll never let you leave willingly, but I don't think they'll risk attacking you in town. Really? Because they didn't do that before. I appreciate your concern, but I'm not a prisoner. I've gone to town and back more than once, and besides, I was in town the first time they found me. Yeah, you start to speak, but she puts a finger to your lips and shakes her head. Someone's coming. You both climb down just in time to see, let me guess, Bastine. No, worse. The red-headed stepchild. What's going on here? Isabel, what are you... fraternizing with the enemy, Celine? Again? She smiles triumphantly. Just wait until Bastine hears where you've been all morning. Her eyes narrow dangerously at Morgan. And who you've been with? Isabel, I didn't do anything wrong. I was taking a walk and ran into Morgan. Don't make this into something it isn't. She puts herself between you and Isabel. I'm taking Celine back to town. She goes nowhere without Bastine's approval. That's not gonna work for me. Your opinion means nothing. Isabel snarls, ugly and ferocious, and then her face elongates into a snout for erupting from her skin. Isabel changes into a huge wolf, slavering jaws snapping at Morgan's torso. Watch out! But she more deftly rolls out of the way. Just in time. To your horror, she comes up with a gun braced in both hands. It's a dart gun. She lowers the gun at Isabel, somehow aiming unerringly, despite her sightless eyes. Both of you need to chill. They ignore you, and you pressure back against a tree, trying to stay out of the way as Isabel lunges over and over, a blur of silver fur. Bam! Suddenly, Morgan fires a shot, and you realize it's a tranquilizer gun, as you see the dart quivering into her hide. No! Isabel growls and stumbles. She tries to run back to into the forest, but it's already faltering. Her back limbs giving out. Her front legs collapse under her, snout hitting the ground hard, but not before she lets out a loud, mournful howl. Her eyes slowly close, teeth bared, until the moment she loses consciousness. Despite your feelings about Isabel, the sight still tugs at your heart. Is that lethal? Is she gonna recover? Morgan rushes to your side as a pickup truck comes lumbering up to you, driven by one of the rangers you've seen with her before. Sergei, good. Right on time. Morgan turns to you, determination in her features. Come on, the others will have heard that. Help me load her onto the truck. Wait, what? I need to take her back to the lab for study. For study? Is that why you're here, Morgan? To kidnap them for some kind of experiment? Morgan doesn't wait for you, but picks up Isabel's back legs and begins to drag her. You hurry to put yourself in her way. Stop it. Put her down. I've been working on a secret project, trying to find a cure. What do you mean? Can you actually turn them into humans? I think so. I'm so close to finding out. If I can do it, we'll finally be rid of their constant threat. No more violence, no more killings, an end to centuries of fighting. What do you mean, centuries of fighting? Did that really end it all? Sergei shouts out of the truck's open window. Come on, we gotta go! Morgan hesitates, groping forward to feel if you're still blocking her way. Wait, why is she suddenly needing to feel forward? We're not gonna hurt her, just study her. Catch and release. Will you please help me? Open your mouth to respond, but before you can, the pack arrives. A furious Bastine shifts mid-leap over Isabel's prone body, making Morgan scramble away. Yeah, he doesn't look like the other wolf, though. Bastine... Wait, she's only trying to help. You rush between Bastine and Morgan. Don't hurt her. Bastine's head snaps in your direction with narrow, dangerous eyes. No. In a blur, Bastine snatches you roughly away from Morgan, careful not to hurt you, and flings you behind him. Bastine growls, drawing himself up in his full height, at least 8 feet of heavily furred muscle and gleaming teeth and claws. Leave, human, while you still can. Morgan backs away, and though you know she cannot see you, you try to meet her eyes, whispering, I'm sorry. And so am I. Morgan jumps into the passenger seat, and Sergei guns the engine, but the truck's acceleration is sluggish through the rough terrain. Jet sidles up to Bastine. We should kill them. That won't help anything. Bastine watches Morgan go, lips pulled back in a silent snarl as you feel him struggle with his rage. But then Isabel whimpers, and his focus immediately shifts from bloodthirsty revenge to concern for her safety. No. He hefts Isabel's unconscious wolf body into his arms and turns back towards the den. Come. You follow Bastine back to the den and eventually to your room. You're grounded, Lil. Through your bond, you feel his suspicion and betrayal like a physical wall between you. Bastine, I'm sorry. He hardly looks at you. I know you never chose to be here, but you may yet to wish to leave. Let me speak. He sits beside you on the bed. There are things you must know about your new friend. His lips curl oddly, reminiscent of his wolfen snarl. Morgan is a member of the Knights of Ossuary, an ancient order of werewolf hunters. They originated in Ireland in the 12th century and have since hunted most major European packs to extinction. Some of my ancestors and yours fled to this land to escape them. Werewolf hunters? But Morgan said she's trying to find a cure. She thinks she would be better off. We are not diseased. There can be no cure for who we are. She told me she just wanted to study and release Isabel. If she does not kill our pack mates, then why do those she takes never return? She's done this before? We have lost many this way. He turns his eyes on you. So you see why I do not enjoy finding you with her. Bastine, I didn't know if I had... He stands. Isabel is taking a long time to wake from the tranquilizer. She has not been able to return to human form. I fear the chemicals are toxic to our kind. I came to tell you that we were going on a hunt to try and reconnect her to her primal magic. Will that help her get better? It is her best chance to fight off the toxins in her body and be able to shift again. I would like you to join us. The sun is setting as you and Layla walk the forest trails behind the pack. They are all in wolf form, their tails waving proudly as they flare their nostrils, scenting for prey. So, I take it we're just here to watch them, or do we have an actual job to do, or... Wolf can usually flush prey out of the thicket and towards the pack. She sweeps a long stick to the sides of the path to rustle the grass and bushes. With your new wolf-like vision, you can easily distinguish each of the wolf with the shape from the shapes ahead. You see how Isabel continually falls behind, still unsteady on her paws. Jet stays close on one side and Bastine on the other, holding her up with gentle nudges. Isabel's still looking pretty rough. Hopefully this will help her. Otherwise, I don't know what Bastine will do. So in the meantime, we just walk in circles and make lots of noise? Pretty much. Sometimes I think they're humoring me. Can't say I've been terribly useful, but it helps me feel like I'm part of everything. I'm guessing this is pretty frequent occurrence then. I mean, yeah, this is how they eat. The stuff we got in town, that's mostly just for us. Have you done much hunting before? Actually, no. It seems cruel. I just feel so bad for the animal that has to die like that. Kind of the same, but at the same time, you know, if you ever have to hunt for survival, you should really know how to do it. If you think about it, it's the way more humane than factory farming. This is true. I get that. I'm just not really a hunter, I guess. Layla nods ahead at Isabel. Still in wolf form, she's lagging behind the rest, panting, her tongue lolling out of her jaws. She still isn't up to form. Usually she and Bastine are leading the pack. Suddenly, Isabel stumbles over a fallen log. Isabel whines, struggling to stand. You and Layla rush to her side while the pack pauses in the hunt, forming a protective circle around the three of you. Isabel, are you hurt? What's wrong? She growls at your approach, showing her long, sharp canines. Okay, you don't want my help, I get it. You back up. Isabel allows Layla to examine her, keeping a wary, distrustful eye on you. Here's the problem. Layla plucks a splinter from Isabel's huge back paw. Right as rain. Isabel stands, now able to put weight on the back foot. Okay, you're telling me that two werewolves were not able to communicate with her and figure out she had something stuck in her foot? Oh man, okay. Isabel licks Layla's palm, then circles at you, or growls at you, before catching up to the rest of the pack. Wow, still in the outs with Isabel, huh? Apparently. Because you sided with Morgan? Yeah, okay. Suddenly you hear the pack start to bay as the hunt amps up. Oh, I don't know if I can watch. As the pack tightens their focus, you can hear the thunder of hooves ahead, feel the surge of excitement in Bastine as he leads the pack after them. You find your hands clenching at your sides and suddenly overcome with a strange sensation. It's as if you're right there with the wolves, hungry and hunting. A swirl of power stirs deep within you, as palpable as an oncoming storm. You feel it, don't you? What he's feeling? More than that. As the pack surges forward, you can feel a connection with more than Bastine. It's what you felt before at the mine, the primal magic. You hear the pack baying, and for a moment you can almost sense the words in it, almost hear the cries of alarm and the birds that flee overhead. If you just listen hard enough, you could swear you understand what they're saying. Call on the primal magic to unlock a diamond choice. Animal speech. You close your eyes, trying to open yourself to the primal magic, and slowly, the yips, the howls of the pack transform into words you actually understand. Isabel, on me. Isabel hurries to catch up, strength back in her stride. As Bastine literally barks orders, you realize not only can you understand him, but also... For miles away, the howls of the wild wolves rend the air like sirens until... This is so weird. Dear its stream. The pack understands and shifts smoothly towards the stream, and then... We can go hunting, fam. The birdsong overhead changes too. Okay, you know what? We're doing it. Danger! Fly! Fly! Hi! You see the herd of deer clustered at the creek's edge. They have scented you on the wind, their ears swiveling. Alert! Cover! The pack lower themselves into the underbrush, hiding from the herd. Are you hearing this too, Layla? Hearing what? The howls? The entire forest is filled with voices. Layla just looks at you, open mouth, and you know the answer is no. This isn't something a wolfkin can do, just you. You acquired animal speech. A true wolf. Okay. One day I'll become a werewolf too. The pack has cornered the herd of deer encircling. The deer prance nervously as the wolves press closer, your own heart starting to race.
Flank left, the one with the limp. He's spooked, about to break for it.
Belly to the ground, Jet creeps around the side of the injured stag, his eyes open, showing the whites as he makes a desperate leap away.
Got him. Callum, right side.
As Callum lands a slashing bite on the stag's hindquarters, Jet streaks forward from the other side, making the deer rear back in confusion.
Hold.
The wolves check themselves, holding back from delivering the killing bite.
Isabel.
Gamely, gathering her legs beneath her, Isabel snarls and leaps at the deer. Blart! Apparently she had nothing educational to say. I should see the hunt through. You watch captivated as Isabel clamps her jaws into the deer's throat. Rivulets of blood run down between her teeth as the buck struggles and then goes limp. Yep, still nothing intelligent coming out of her mouth. Bastine and the others join their voices to Isabel's as she howls in triumph, and you understand that in some way this has healed her. That night, back at the den, the pack lounges around drowsy and well-fed as you and Layla cook the remaining deer meat for yourselves over the open fire. So congratulations on your first hunt. Distracted, you see Isabel in one corner staring at you with hatred as she murmurs to Jen. Nope, I'm gonna go ahead and ignore him. I don't give a shit. Deciding that they're not worth your time, you turn back to Layla. Sorry, what was that? I was just asking if you enjoyed... But you can't help overhearing. What is she even still doing here?
The longer she stays, the more danger she brings. Bastine is far too lax with her. What happened today is only the beginning.
Perhaps it is time to change in leadership. Uh-oh. You feel Bastine's awareness prick, and you can sense him coming before he crosses the room now. Though his face is impassive, you can feel the rage simmering inside of him. Enough. Celine is of the pack now. I will not allow you to disrespect her. Technically, they were saying change of leadership, meaning they were taking a poop on you.
This human has done nothing to deserve my respect.
He draws himself up, chest to chest with Bastine, and points an accusing finger at you.
They destroy everything they touch, and yet they call us monsters.
Selena's wolfkin, not human.
She smells of the city. She knows nothing of what it means to be part of the pack. Worse, she brings hunters into her territory. She's bad for you, for all of us.
Bastine's voice is low, but the threat in it is clear. Are you questioning my judgment? Bastine... Don't let him defy you. You lock eyes with Bastine and give a subtle nod. He's never accepted me. Nothing I do will ever be good enough. If I'm ever going to make the pack my home, this has to stop. An unspoken emotion passes between you and Bastine, and you feel his agreement. He turns back to Jed. Welcome her as I do, there will be consequences. Jed's eyes dart between you and Bastine, apparently noticing how he's taking his cues from you.
Since when does the alpha allow himself to be swayed by a human?
Bastine's nostrils flare, and for a moment you wonder if he's about to lose control, but then his iron will reasserts itself. I am alpha, and that means you bend your will to me. Their eyes lock, Bastine's deep brown overlaid with a hint of golden wolf. Jet's dark with defiance. After a long moment, Jet looks away, lifting his chin to reveal the strong pulse of blood in his throat.
Yes, Alpha.
As he stalks away, you smile. Thanks for that. Only to feel Bastine's anger flare again, and this time at you. Bastine? I think you've said enough. He storms past you and out of the den, leaving you and the rest of the pack gaping in surprise. There's dead silence for a moment, and then... Do you want to see if he's alright? Follow him to share a passionate moment and see what happens when his despair flares as high as his temper. Well, if it's one of those things, share Bastine's rough and wild passion. Okay, if this goes, you know, in the past the suggestive way, we're aborting. You know, because of the threat of YouTube deleting the channel. Hesitantly, you creep outside, watching Bastine move confidently in the near total darkness. He seems to be practicing some kind of fighting moves, a werewolf martial art of some sort you've never ever seen before. He shifts gracefully between forms as he moves, attacking the air with swift, powerful motion. Hurrah! Suddenly his punches shift to bites as he sinks to the ground. Oh, okay. Talk about total control, figuring you can shift from a human to a werewolf with very little, effort. Then turn to a massive rending claws as he surges to his full primal height. You watch a moment, mesmerized. Wow, is that Jet's face you want to be pummeling? Not too late to go back inside and do it for real. He shifts back into a human form. He's sweating and winded, but still angry. He stops to take a drink from a nearby flask. Go back inside, Celine. I don't like seeing you upset. I came out here to make sure you're okay. He caps the flask and throws it into the dirt, stalking over to you, eyes gleaming yellow. While you are with the pack, I am your alpha. I expect you to be obeyed. Bastine? I don't obey anyone. I already told you, I'm not going to grovel to you like one of your wolves. With a growl, he grabs your hands, roughly pinning your arms over your head. He presses your body between the tree trunk and his solid form, trapping you completely. Do not push me tonight, Celine. His breathing, his labor, chest heaving, eyes nearly completely golden now, the brown receding. I'm still not one of your wolves. You fight against his grip, but your strength is no match for his, and the harder you fight, the more the hunger grows between you. Enough. You don't own me. Your anger is like fuel on the flames of his desire, and yours. Through your bond, you can feel his fury turning to passion as you twist and writhe beneath him. Within seconds, it's unclear even to yourself whether your struggle to escape is still real. I have never met a woman like you, Celine. Heart thudding in your chest, you lock eyes with him, and he releases your hands, bending to brush his lips against your throat. Women of the pack are strong, but they follow the order of things. I have known few human women, but they all have been easily intimidated. I do not know what to do with you. You seem so fragile, and yet you have so little concern for your own safety. It's because I've always been a risk taker. Indeed, you risk much coming to the Hunt's Peak. And even more staying here with you. He pulls back to sweep his eyes over your body, inflaming you with his gaze. And now the most dangerous creature in these woods, as your back against the wall. What can I say? I like living on the wild side. He groans. No one has ever made me feel as you do. It is more than the bond. I cannot control my desire for you. His lips hover over yours, hungry, as if he is doing everything in his power not to claim you. You feel the lust and fury at a war within him. Just as within you, his voice is a low growl, a whisper of breath against your lips. It is all I can do not to take you right now. Pull away. You turn your face from him, denying him the chance to do as he wishes. Instead, he buries his face in your shoulder, groaning with frustrated need. His fingers grasp your sides, and his voice is a growl. You do not understand the depth of your power over me. Suddenly tears himself away. You are both unsteady on your feet. It takes him several moments to collect himself enough to speak. I know you have not yet committed yourself to the pack. If I allow myself to go any further tonight, I will never be able to let you go again. I think you're right. We can't do this. Some of the fire goes out of his eyes, and he nods without looking at you. I will wait for you, Celine. Whatever it costs me. I hope eventually you will recognize that your place is at my side. Bastine. He shakes his head, walking away from you and into the dark woods. It is best if you keep your distance for a time. You saw the depths of his desire? No, you didn't. Oh. Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. What? When Bastine finally returns to the den, Jed is waiting, Isabel standing behind him and urging him on. Oh, for the love of... Face full of cold fury, Jet stalks over and speaks loudly enough for everyone to hear. No true alpha would listen to a human over the pack. I warned you, Jed. Your obsession with Celine is making you weak. You no longer deserve the title of alpha. I hereby challenge you for leadership of the pack. Well, you're just a dummy. Will Jet become the new alpha and turn the pack against you, or will Bastine stand up to his challenge? Listen, I'm sure some of you have watched, what was it, True Blood back in the day and other shit like that. Yeah, that shit happens all the time. I mean, it happens in, what is it, Vampire? Like, a lot of the paranormal, right? Always offers this kind of like, there's an alpha, then there's a, beta, and all this other crap. Now society's like, there's a sigma, and I'm sitting there going, okay, whatever at this point. Like, everyone's cut different from different claws. Like, I'm just gonna be real. Yeah, like I said, when it goes to suggestive themes, anything past where I feel like YouTube, even in their new guidelines, is gonna hit this channel, right now we can't afford that, okay? We really, utterly, and whatnot can't. So, sorry if that's a disappointment to you, but it's better to keep the channel going and keep what I do and your entertainment going than to have the channel deleted and then you're down, what? This makes about the 4th channel that would be deleted in the course of a couple weeks that does choices content. So do keep that in mind, but without further ado, we'll say the following real quick in TLDR fashion. Yeah, like, depth of passion, that's adorable. No, you don't. No. Oh, the fires of hell pale in comparison to that passion down there. I'm gonna be real with you. So I'm just gonna leave that at that. Yeah. Next up is again, don't think, and this is a message to both guys and girls, don't think just because someone's a nice guy or girl, that because they're being nice, you could just walk all over them. You can't. Because you're gonna do that to the wrong nice person. And then you're gonna find yourself trapped in your own corner. Because we have limits to what we're willing to go through, and we're nice for a reason. And this is kind of like Bastine, he acts nice, but at the same time, it's like, don't challenge me. Don't put me in that place to where I'm going to put you in yours, okay? Don't get it, whatever you want to insert, don't get it that way, Nice guys, nice girls, guys, we all have our limits. So, thanks for watching, peace out.